Dear natural hair community, where do we start with Ayurvedic hair care? And also, where do I start in a way that is not overwhelming for my hair as well? I got you. So let's get into it. My name is Khadija. Welcome to the Hennasooq channel, where I specialize in henna natural hair dyeing and Ayurvedic healthy hair care, and you'll catch some of my gorgeous henna body art designs as well. When it comes to learning and understanding your hair, I want to first and foremost say that it's really important to have a cosmetologist in your corner. That means a natural hairstylist and colorist who is very familiar with the science of hair. That also is familiar with henna and Ayurvedic hair care, because that is something lacking in continued education when it comes to natural cosmetologists, but also the right person, even if it's for a hair consultation, who can tell you more about your hair. So when it comes to natural hair, there's a difference between the typing and the curl type, oily, dry, all these different things that apply to actually natural hair as a whole. But when it comes, specifically to curly hair, we all know so far that, you're not getting that same level of moisture as easily as straight hair will get, moisture to the whole strand, right? Curly hair, it's going to take, longer and whatnot to get that moisture. And that's why oftentimes curly hair will start feeling, dried out and requires more deconditioning and more of those nourishing treatments that add some type of moisture to give it slip and, fullness to your hair and just define your strands. Curly hair types also will fall into categories of a finer hair strand and a thicker hair strand. Sometimes that part is confusing for some people. I've noticed, especially those who are still learning about their hair individually, because you might think I have a lot of hair. My hair must be thick. So a thick hair doesn't necessarily mean that you actually have a thick strand of hair. You might have a finer strand of hair, right? It's more delicate, and it's like this soft little feather. You need to just really be gentle with. But just note, is your hair a thicker hair strand or is it fine and delicate? Really, so once you start getting an eye for it, you can see that it's very fine. It's sensitive to, let's say, oils. A lot of the time it weighs it down. Doesn't really nourish, it's too thick, it's too heavy, So those are some things that you might notice that will help you tell what the difference is. Then you have different curl types, some more looser than others, and the type 3, the type 4. A lot of the things that we're going to be talking about, these herbs that you need in your life and products that are really going to help you get into the world of Ayurvedic hair care, are going to help everyone. But I am going to make some special, notations in this whole video about fine hair strands, because I've definitely noticed that when it comes to finer, delicate hair strands, you have to be very gentle and very careful. And Ayurvedic hair care using these herbs and these products are amazing for both type 3 and type 4 hair types, for sure, hands down, because it's going to penetrate and get the moisture in. But I really want you guys to know that it's just not about categorizing your hair into type 3 and type 4. It really isn't. It's not deep enough. To be honest, that's just the surface, of just knowing the texture and the strand, the way that your hair looks, it's not enough information. Is your hair, oily? Is your hair dry? Is your hair in between? You want to know, does your hair absorb moisture? Then we go back to, porosity levels, high, low, medium, what is going on with your hair when it comes to absorbing, moisture and opening up that hair strand to take and receive. And are there any scalp issues? Are there gray hair? There are so many factors that we cannot box your hair into type 3 and type 4 alone. It's not enough. All of that information is what myself and really good professional cosmetologists who know natural hair, they will be able to dive deep into that with you. So my sisters and my brothers, and I want to share what I think and feel strongly about that is going to work for your hair. So let's get into some of these herbs that are going to work really well. And I'm going to put curly hair types into 2 categories to start with. We got your standard, thick hair strand, very well established and absorbs, products really well. It's just really easy to work with when you're using the right products. So if that's you, you can probably definitely use just about any and all our products really easily. But you have to start recognizing what your hair needs in that moment. Does your hair feel like it needs to be cleansed? If so, I'm going to highly recommend cassia and any herbs that have cassia in it, because it's a little cleansing and it just really gives your hair just a nice rejuvenating feeling. Cleanses so well and is so gentle. So anything with cassia is going to be absolutely amazing for you. That's a good start in Ayurvedic hair care without being strong. And what's great about cassia is you can add fenugreek to give it a bit more slip. You can add aloe vera powder, add back that moisture. So if you're not allergic to aloe, definitely use aloe vera powder in everything that you're using. That goes for everyone. Don't just cleanse and leave your hair hanging with no moisture, because if you just cleanse and use just the mask alone, any Ayurvedic hair mask, and there's not enough moisture that your hair needs, it's gonna be a problem. Now, if your hair is on the finer side, we need to take even more baby steps, because we do not, first of all, you don't want to over manipulate fine, delicate hair strands. Other really easy masks and what is really good go-tos when it comes to Ayurvedic hair care for our natural hair community, all curly hair types, is definitely going to be, the Sukesh Ayurveda, the goddess hair. But these alone will not always be enough moisture. So make sure that you check out our other influencers and curly girls that are using these products. All you have to do is type in Sukesh on our channel or in YouTube, and even goddess hair, type it in, and you're gonna see all the people that have been using it and even more recipes that we suggest. So that way it's well balanced, because yes, you can use them on your own, but if your hair is just needing moisture and you've been recognizing that it feels dry and you're starting to note that you really have to pay attention, you definitely have to add more moisture. And if you just search in our channel and other influencers, you'll get tons of recipes that are moisture rich, like coconut milk, yogurt. Oh, they're so nourishing. You could add your favorite hair oil as well. That'll give it even more moisture. You can add your favorite conditioner. And if your hair likes butters, you can even add our organic cocoa butter or organic shea butter. That would work really well. But note, when you go to the butter route, that's very rich and heavy. So if you're not sure, only do a strand test. When you're doing Ayurvedic hair care and you're really not 100% sure, do a strand test. So when you do these masks and you put them in your hair, I do not want you to put your hair in twists. I don't want you to braid your hair. I don't want you to manipulate your hair in any type of way to come together while you have a mask on. Because if your hair is on the fine, delicate side and there's not enough moisture in that mask treatment that you just did, and if you're not sure because it's your first time using it, so you wouldn't necessarily know, it is gonna mat your hair up. Your hair is basically just gonna stick to each other. You will not be able to comb it out. You will not be able to easily wash out that mask. When you're putting a mask on, make sure that you're going in the same direction, like when you're washing your hair, when you're using hair wash, shampoo, conditioner, go in the same direction, comb it through. Make sure that you're constantly able to keep your hair in a state of detangled, basically, making sure that it stays detangled throughout, because you do not want this to mat up and come together, and you also don't want it to cause hair breakage. Another thing that I've noticed, especially with fine hair strands, is there will be some masks that are too strong for delicate hair strands. So what do we do in that case? So curly girls, if you have fine hair strands, and those of you who are not really sure, you're kind of entering into this world of Ayurvedic hair care, start slow, very slow. You know what you can start with? A cleansing co-wash. This is an Ayurvedic co-wash that's different from your regular co-wash. There's not a chemical in here that makes this a co-wash. No, it's the shikakai powder that this restorative and reconstructive conditioner will do to your hair, that will cleanse at the same time and is very gentle and will wash out really well. This has like rave reviews. Like, it's amazing. So you'll definitely love it. And there's 3 different ones, you know, which are all the same formulation except different essential oils in there. We got peppermint, we got clary sage and tangerine and rosemary, and then we have sweet orange essential oil in this one. So they're all really amazing for your hair. If you want to start with something, you definitely want to start with our cleansing co-washes for sure. And you can start with these masks as well. Do a strand test first. Just be very, very delicate with it. And if you feel you want more slip, add some fenugreek to it. You know, that's gonna help a lot. You know, even hibiscus, look at that gorgeous powder. Oh, you know, when you're making your mask and your treatment, just make sure that you're using herbs that are really moisturizing. Aloe, fenugreek, hibiscus is amazing. And hibiscus is actually in this as well already, and rose petal powder and whatnot. But again, you might need a little bit more, a higher percentage of that. If you want, you can even add your co-wash right to your mask directly so that it's more moisturizing. And focus on like the deep conditioning, the moisture treatments first before doing just powders, you know, and just some of our ready to use masks. Like these 2 deep conditioners in particular are going to be like amazing for your hair. We got the cocoa butter hair mask. This is going to be moisturizing and strengthening. A lot of slip. Oh, this mask is juicy. And then you have the sweet honey hair nourisher. This is really kind of cleansing, moisture, shine, and it's just really good for your hair. This one is probably a little bit more popular because people love honey. You know, it's really nourishing, good for your hair. So start with these particular products. Take these fine, delicate steps first. Don't go overboard. Don't go crazy. Don't be like, I need to try 10, 12 mixes of herbs. No, you really don't. If you notice, my videos are pretty much geared to like 3 to 5 ingredients max when I'm showing you guys how to do certain masks. You know, that's all you need. Stay focused, because the more herbs and the more ingredients you're adding, you're just diluting the benefits of almost what your purpose was. Like if your purpose is, I want to cleanse my hair, I want to promote hair growth, and I want to have some moisture in that at the same time, that's already just 3 herbs. Cassia, amla, aloe. Boom, done. Maybe some fenugreek if you want it to be really slippery and really moisturized. A little bit of honey, a little bit of yogurt, you know. Just keep it really delicate when you're starting out. Don't overstress your hair. If you're using a herb like Ziziphus powder, which people love because it just thickens the hair strand, adds a lot of volume and fullness to the hair, load it up with some fenugreek, you know, load it up. Do 50-50. Keep it really moisture rich so that way you can see how your hair will react and behave. You have to write everything down that you're doing with your hair. Recognize your hair, because if you do 6 to 8 weeks of this, you will start to see a pattern of like what's not working and what is working. And that's the ultimate goal. If you're still not sure, you know what I recommend? Go to our website at Hennasooq.com and click on Hair Regimen Guide. And those are our guides that will give you all the steps you need in a plan for 6 weeks that you can do all your wash days, all the products that you need. Everything is there at your fingertips and will get you to your hair goals. And I also want to share with my curly girls and men that the easiest way to wash out Ayurvedic hair treatments and masks is definitely, again, to use the cleansing co-wash, because they add a lot of slip. They're made on purpose to work with Ayurvedic hair care and get everything out really well and really easily. So when you're in the shower, make sure your water's a little cool. Don't have all this blazing hot water. That can cause dryness. Your skin too, same situation. Leave this in for a good amount of time. We're talking about at least 10-15 minutes. You know, leave a nice conditioning, you know, part of it in your hair so that way it can loosen it up and get it, you know, get it kind of, you know, just really easy to manipulate and everything like that. So you definitely want to do that. It's about just ensuring those steps. Once you do this in the beginning, it's really easy because you recognize what your hair loves and likes, and it'll be so much easier. You know, if you want to use a fresh aloe leaf, go ahead, scoop out that gunky deliciousness from that aloe leaf, put it in your hair. Get your hair as moisturized as possible during your treatments if you know that that really helps. Because you will learn a lot about your hair throughout this, but you just have to be paying attention. So I want to thank you for tuning in and watching. Please let me know any of your feedback in the comments below. Tell me how your journey was. Tell me even if you had a bad situation and something happened, share that and how you found a solution or how we can solve that problem, and so that other people don't have to experience these things. It's about having hair success and getting to all your hair goals. So don't forget, you gotta hit subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any of the videos that I have coming out for you every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.